Customer engagement is also really important, and that's something that isn't often used by smaller brands, but I would encourage you to try this out. It can be really, really powerful to engage customers in the rebranding process because it can give them a sense of ownership and they can feel more included. Customers feel valued when their opinion is considered, and that will lead to a stronger brand affinity. So they feel more connected with your brand. Your clients often have unique insights and perspectives that can actually help you shape that new brand identity and making sure that actually resonates effectively with the right people. So try to involve your clients because it can foster a transparent and authentic relationship, building more trust and building more loyalty. How can you do this? Some effective ways to engage your audience. You can hold a contest. Organize a contest where customers can submit their ideas for a tagline, for example, or maybe a new mascot. Or maybe you can have a drawing contest using your brand colors and then have an exhibition of all the drawings in your office. Anything that you can think of, any contest you can think of that involves the brand a little bit. This encourages creativity and encourages participation. And it gets people to think about your brand and pay attention to certain things. What is your actual tagline? What are they actually trying to say? What are the actual brand colors? That's a really great way of bringing attention to those things so that in the future, when you're creating content, they're already primed for that, to keep an eye out for those colors and those words and the messages. You can conduct surveys to gather opinions on various aspects of the rebranding. For example, if you're wanting to create t-shirts, you can ask them if they prefer t-shirts or tank tops, or you can ask them about color choices for t-shirts. Those aren't huge decisions. You're not going to tell them to create a logo for you. I mean, that's something you could do too. But just little things like this, they can have a huge impact if your audience feels heard and included. If you can't decide on a tagline, why not send out a survey with your favorite 3 and then get feedback? Instagram also makes it super easy to include polls and stories, for example. Or you can poll people in your Facebook group if you have one. You can create photo ops in your office. So set up an area in your office with some props and on-brand decorations, and then encourage people to take selfies and share them on social media. There could be different messages that they hold up or whatever it is. I've seen people holding up Polaroid frames, for example. There's all kinds of ideas that you can use. Some of these have been used for special holidays, for example, but you can also do that when you're planning a brand launch. Another way to get your audience engaged is through focus groups. Invite a small group of your ideal clients to participate in an interactive discussion about the rebranding. Their insights can be really invaluable in refining the brand strategy. Nothing is set in stone. Your brand is going to evolve. So if they don't like the orange you chose, you just adjust it a little bit. Things like that will always change. And if you look at big brands, you'll see that they've changed over time as well. And the last point that you can try are interactive campaigns. Online campaigns that allow customers to interact with the brand's new elements. For example, guess what our new name means if it's not obvious, or even if it's obvious, let them guess, right? Or guess what our core values are, or things like that. Ask them some questions, but keep them brand related. So you can get some excitement around that and some engagement around that. Here are some examples. So Starbucks, for example, engaged customers to design a limited edition cup, tapping into the audience's creativity and generating some buzz around the brand. People posting their own cups, and I think they did one over the holidays too, and then actually produced that cup. So there's all kinds of ways. Think about how you can take that idea and use it for your brand. If you're creating a water bottle or some merchandise, involve your audience in designing it. And then there's got to be a winner, and the winner's design will be on a limited edition t-shirt or water bottle or something like that. It'd be a cool way of engaging your people. And again, it's a great thing to share through press releases and get some local press about that as well. Lay's also had a campaign, Do as a Flavor. They invited customers to submit new chip flavor ideas. It's also a great idea. It just gets people engaged and it gets people talking about your brand. And in the end, they actually turned those in actual new products. So again, it's just a different idea. And Lego, they also have something similar. They encourage their customers to submit their own ideas for new sets that they're building. It's a process, but just imagine your idea gets turned into a Lego set. How cool is that? So customer involvement in the rebranding process ensures that the changes are aligned with the customer preferences and their expectations. And that will minimize the risk of negative reactions or confusion. If your clients feel heard and they feel included, they're more likely to embrace the changes and support the new brand identity. If they feel that they're a part of it, they will become brand advocates and they will defend that brand, even when there's other transitions in the future. If they can get to actively participate in the rebranding process, your clients and patients are more likely to develop an emotional connection to the brand. And actually, not just your clients and your patients, but also your team members. Remember, I talked about this before. We want our employees to have an emotional connection to the brand. They will be better team members. They will be more excited about going to work and being part of something bigger than themselves. So involve them in a decision-making process. This connection will enhance their loyalty and it encourages long-term engagement, not just for team members, also for patients and clients. They both will be more loyal and they will be just longer with the brand.